thing we want to talk about is then how we can use vision and use the eyes of our divine imagination to partner with the realities of what the kingdom has for us in our future. So, Rachel, let's start with you. How does God do that? How do you utilize that in your life?
Yeah, I think for me, I learned this last year, and I've never done this before. I'm not a big goal setter. I'm not a big, it sounds crazy, but I'm kind of like, let's just do the next right thing. And I've kind of been that way, especially as a stay-at-home mom. I mean, oh my gosh, I was like, what are we having for dinner? That was the goal of the day.
That's my vision.
That's
mac and cheese.
Laundry folded, dinner fixed.
Serious. And so just moving into a new life, with Be Still, and just as it grows and we all grow as people, I'm like, wow, okay. So I was listening to a podcast, and she had said, you need to write down your goals as if they've already happened. And I'm like, oh, what? Okay. But it makes so much sense. And I think, I really believe that God is inviting us into a story that he's already written in our lives, and I think for me, visualizing, just what I want my kids to be. That's a big thing for me, is visualizing what I want for their future, what I want their marriage to look like, and writing down, and I know it sounds crazy to have a goal for your own child, but I really, as a mom, that's my heart, is I want their future. And I don't know if any of y'all were at the Be Still, where Monica talked about her mom, and we'll link it after this video so you can watch it. But she talked about how her mom prayed the prayers that paved her life. And it changed me. I mean, and so I'm like, I'm going to pray the prayers as if they've already happened, that hopefully will change and rewrite my children's future. I believe that's possible.
And kind of just to tag on with what Rachel is saying, is like that next step is praying the prayer, but seeing the outcome of that prayer. So it's interesting, because for me, I've got two sons that are really marrying age. One's a little bit younger, but I know they both really want to meet their future wife. They want to get married. They want to have kids. And so I'm just partnering with their vision. But while I'm doing that, I'm actually seeing them with their family, with their future family. And what's happening is I'm actually experiencing the joy of what I know is coming. I think that's why God says, whatever you pray for, believe you have received in it, and it will be yours. I think he's really talking to us, saying, hey, you can actually experience all the joy as though it's already happened, because in the kingdom, those things do exist already.
Oh, yeah.
And we're just partnering with that life that he already has laid out for us.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Yeah, so it's funny, as you're talking, I think one of the things that is really critical, especially when you have littles or young children, is asking, God, how do you see this child? How does heaven view this child? And then speaking that in. I know for one of our children, when he was 18 months old, we just knew he's a coach, and his core person, he is a coach. And so, we always viewed him through that lens, okay, so what would a coach do here? So I think it just, and come to find out, that's exactly that's exactly what makes his heart tick. But I do think there's such power in affirming what heaven says about your children. So intentionally asking is a big deal. I also think when you just have a gut sense, if it's a good gut sense, this child is a creative, this child is an entrepreneur, this child thinks out of the box. Go with that. It's probably you're picking up on who they really are. And then speak life into that. Remind them. I think if I could go back and do anything differently, I would, at every turn, I would remind my children who they are. Remind them who they are. And then go forward with what you want to say.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we declare over y'all today that you can see your goals. You can see them happening. You can see them finished. You can see them realized, because honestly, it is nothing that I have not practiced this for years, but it is our future. It is our future as kingdom daughters. And so we just bless you to see your goals and dreams realized today, and for you to imagine what that looks like for you, for your family, for your community. We love you. We pray this blesses you today.
Yay.